Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really interesting turn. We're sinking our teeth into something super simple on the surface. What do you do for fun?
Mhm.
We've looked closely at a conversation just about that, and honestly, what came out is, well, it's a lot deeper than just a list of hobbies.
Indeed. And I think our mission here today isn't really just to catalog what people do in their spare time. It's more about pulling out the shared philosophy that seemed to emerge. This idea that, joy isn't just nice to have, it's actually essential for daily life.
Right.
We're trying to get past the what and into the why.
Okay, so let's kick off with that central concept right away then.
Mm.
Fun isn't some luxury item you save for a special occasion. It's framed as a daily necessity. The whole conversation kept coming back to enjoyment being foundational.
Foundational, yeah.
It's what helps keep us happy and healthy, and maybe most critically, it acts as a way to manage stress every single day.
If you think about it from, say, a mental efficiency angle, the sources are making a strong case for just prioritizing simple enjoyment. The discussion really hammered home the idea of integration, making fun a mandatory part of every day.
That part about frequency really jumped out at me too. Not necessarily how long you do it, but that you do it often.
Exactly.
They suggested it doesn't need to be this huge undertaking either. Even just, what, 15 minutes a day? That's enough to make a
That's
difference.
such practical advice, isn't it?
Totally.
It's almost like the behavioral science of micro habits. If you're trying to reduce stress, you need those little cognitive breaks. And making it just 15 minutes, that lowers the barrier. It's too short to feel like a burden, but it's long enough to maybe reset things emotionally.
Yeah.
And they back this up, mentioning really small things that count. Pausing to listen to one song you love or reading just a couple of pages.
And I think that for you listening, that's the real key takeaway from this first bit. Maybe stop stressing about planning the perfect epic weekend. Instead, focus on the frequency, finding those little pockets of accessible joy.
Mm,
It really validates using those short, almost effortless activities to keep that daily balance.
absolutely. It kind of democratizes fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like
It
that.
takes away the pressure that fun needs to be big or expensive or complicated. It's just about regular, joyful moments. A little spark each day.
Speaking of sparks, we should probably dive into the specifics of what actually sparked joy for the speakers in this conversation. The list was pretty long, so maybe let's try to structure it a bit. We could start with what you called quiet fun, the creative and intellectual stuff.
Okay, yeah. And what's interesting there is how, even within that category, the activities mentioned seem to meet quite different needs. It shows how complex leisure is.
Exactly. Like reading, for example, there was a clear split. One person was all about adventure and mystery, seeking excitement, mental stimulation, pure escape, while the other preferred romance and cooking books, which feels more about internal comfort or maybe practical skills you enjoy learning.
Yeah, a different kind of engagement.
Yeah.
And then there were the visual arts hobbies. Painting was described pretty simply as just relaxing,
Yeah.
focusing on nice things like flowers, landscapes, animals.
Yeah.
It feels very low pressure, just calm, visual focus.
But photography, that was interesting, the way they talked about it.
Oh, so?
It wasn't about fancy cameras or making art. They said taking photos of nature trees, flowers, birds actually helped them notice small details. It made them see the world differently. It's like mindfulness through a
Oh,
lens.
that's a fantastic point.
Y-
Photography turns just a normal walk into something more active, more observant.
Yeah.
It shifts you from just passively seeing things to actively looking. I wonder if anything else they mentioned required that kind of focus.
Well, the next category, music and entertainment, definitely involves focus, though maybe a different kind. They mentioned broad tastes: rock, pop, jazz, Jazz got a specific mention as beautiful and relaxing. And I loved the detail about one of them playing the guitar just a little bit
Yeah.
because it underlines that point. Again, it's not about being amazing at it. Skill is secondary to just the enjoyment, the feeling of doing it.
Totally. It's expression for yourself, not for an audience. Pure personal fun.
And then there's the classic movie night. They had a strong preference for watching at home. Why? More comfortable.
Comfort is key.
Definitely. Genres, comedy because laughing is vital, and action for excitement, a different kind of escape.
And we absolutely have to mention the great popcorn debate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet versus salty.
That little detail, it's perfect. It shows how personal fun is, right down to the snacks. You optimize every little sensory bit to maximize your own enjoyment in that moment.
That sense of comfort in getting the details right seems crucial. Okay, let's pivot a bit. Away from the quiet stuff and toward the physical connection, the more active side of fun. Because this combines health benefits with enjoyment.
Right. And the sources gave some great examples of that dual benefit. Playing soccer was mentioned specifically doing it with friends every Saturday. So it's not just exercise.
It's social too.
Exactly. It involves laughing and running, having a genuinely good time together.
That mix of structured physical activity and social connection, that's a powerful combination for stress relief.
For sure. And separate from team sports, they also highlighted individual stuff. Daily walking in the park, great for health, they noted, and swimming. They were clear these things restore both body and mind.
Okay, so moving purely into the social side of things, they had a very clear preference for how they socialize. They talked about loving going to restaurants and cafes, specifically to talk and laugh with friends for hours.
Yeah, the focus seemed to be on the interaction quality. The food was sort of, well, secondary.
And on parties, they were incredibly specific. Both preferred small parties.
And the reason why is quite telling, isn't it?
Yeah, big parties are too loud. Small parties are more comfortable and allow for good conversation.
So they're actively filtering their social fun based on what allows for meaningful dialogue.
That's a great way to put it. It's not about the scale of the event.
No, it's the quality of connection. That immediately rules out big, noisy gatherings for them. They want genuine interaction, not just crowd buzz.
So true. Just having a good, comfortable chat is fun for them. Okay, finally, let's touch on travel and exploration. Because the sources showed two quite different approaches to getting away for fun.
Yes, that contrast was interesting. You had the beach preference, described as beautiful and relaxing. It's about passive things, swimming, walking on the sand, watching the sunset. Pure sensory restoration, really.
And the flip side was the mountains. That was favored for being peaceful, having fresh air, and involving hiking, which they specifically called out as good exercise.
Right. So one is about total rest and taking things in through the senses. The other is about active restoration, physical output. Both seem essential, just meeting different needs.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of different activities. This kind of raises the big question, though. How can you, the listener, actually apply this, especially if you're feeling stressed or like you don't have time?
Well, the conversation was actually really good on this. It distilled the advice down into very accessible, low barrier activities. Practical stuff?
Yeah, they gave several easy starting points. First, listening to music. Easy, often free on your phone or radio. You don't even need to leave the house. Simple.
Second, walking. Again, easy and free. And they suggested making it more fun by doing it with friends or family.
Good point.
So the walk itself becomes the social event. It tackles that finding time problem.
Third, reading. And the key advice wasn't just read more, it was about using the free library. That removes the cost barrier completely. It's a small detail, but it makes fun truly accessible.
Smart. Fourth, cooking. They suggested starting simple, like with pasta, and they added a great incentive. It's cheaper and healthier than eating out, so it hits multiple goals.
Yeah, tangible rewards.
Cooking gives you that immediate rewarding outcome, helps get you started.
And finally, watching movies at home. So many online options now. They framed it as a perfect low effort choice for a family night or just relaxing, especially, with the right snacks.
Popcorn again.
Ah, yeah. But all these things require minimal investment of time or money, which lowers the pressure.
And this all connects back to what we could call the discovery mindset. The sources really encourage trying new things. One speaker mentioned trying painting last year and just loving it. It proves you might genuinely surprise yourself.
That's basically the core message we pulled out, wasn't it? Don't be afraid to try. You might love it. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Just try something else.
Exactly.
You shouldn't feel stuck with something just because you bought the kit or tried it once. It's about experimenting.
And the final synthesis, which is so important for anyone feeling pressured by like social media or whatever, fun looks different for everyone. You have to find what makes you happy. And crucially, try to ignore what others are doing or saying you should be doing. It's personal. It's self-care.
This has been a really illuminating look at how a simple question opens up this whole philosophy of daily well-being. We've covered music, reading, cooking, movies, sports, travel, and just the vital role of finding enjoyment every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and if we loop back to the bigger picture for a second, the conversation itself ended on a really nice note. After all that talk about food and cooking, the hosts admitted they were hungry.
Naturally.
But they also talked about looking forward to reading audience comments, maybe getting new ideas for fun from the audience. It just highlights that this search for fun, it's ongoing, it's shared, it evolves. You never really stop figuring out how to enjoy your life.
Absolutely. The fun doesn't stop because there's always something new to discover. So, maybe we can leave you with one final thought to consider. Given that the source is confirmed fun makes us less stressed and life is just, well, better with fun, what one simple free activity that they recommended, like that walk or grabbing a library book, could you commit to doing for just 15 minutes today?
Make time for it every
Yeah.
day.